Okay, I don't know where I'm going to fuel, what I'm going to do, but I'm riding, and road south is looking good. Road north is not too good. We've been flooding out here. What happens, just like what happened during Harvey. We didn't flood out here during Harvey. We flooded after Harvey. Like right after, when Conroe decided that they needed to release all that water up there at Lake Conroe and let it come on down here. That's when we flooded. Can't see. Have to open my visor every once in a while. The fog, I talk too much, I know. I want to drop a gear. So I gotta go to work. She needed to move her car so I can get the bike out. And it's like, I'm gonna drive through the yard. I know it's muddy, but I'm gonna drive through the yard if you don't move your car. I gotta go pick up a load. Shepherd, Texas. I'll be running that down to Deer Park. 2 loads today, and I'm doing the whole, probably the same thing all next week. So I should be able to ride my bike all week next week. I was local this week too, but it's just been pouring down rain all week. This way looks good. Up towards Plum Grove and all that, and New Caney and Porter, they got worse. A lot of this is more built up. This part never really flooded, but it'll flood like to the right there. But the road doesn't usually flood through here. Now south of here, I don't know how it's going to be with the new road after 1960 up here that they built, but used to, that would flood. I've got pictures somewhere of me driving through like 3-4 foot of water, and I'm just going home. Where should I get gas? I don't know. I have a check engine light. I'm gonna have to check that out later. Running late. I'm not late, I'm just late, if that makes any sense. It's like an hour to where I'm going. I already got my truck hooked up and everything. I'm ready to go. It's hooked up to the trailer. I just got to throw my stuff in it and haul ass. That's all I got to do. I do need to get fuel along the way. I don't need DEF, thank God. I just need to put some diesel in. I'll be running a pump for most of the day. Oh, lovely, lovely. That beautiful Harley-Davidson sewing machine sound with stock exhaust. It doesn't sound as bad as it did when it stopped. You can get a little bit of rumble and stuff out of it now. It's one of the reasons people, it's like the first thing they change. The other part is a lot of what you pick up instead of exhaust sound isn't exhaust. It's the intake. So you're just listening to the intake instead of the exhaust. And of course, the other part to that is sound is directional. The exhaust is behind you. If I had a really, really good setup and just recorded all the audio, I'd have a mic back there by the exhaust, and my bike would sound a whole lot better, and you'd be listening to that more than you would the intake. But I don't. So here we are. That's what a lot of people do, in fact, is they'll put a mic back there close to the exhaust. No such luck with me, though. You get what you get. And of course, today I'm on the Fat Bob. And I'm just hauling ass. Oh, not necessarily hauling ass. I'm just getting to work. I don't think I'm going to drive too crazy because I don't know what's ahead of me. I think it's good. I don't want to come up on high water. See, it's not raining right now. It rained a little last night, but it didn't really rain most of the day. The problem is they let all that water loose from the dam, so then the river's not going to crest for another few hours, I don't think, from looking at the, what is that authority picture, I can't remember their name, but they control the water flow. And so even though it's not currently raining, the water is still going up. It may not be flooding your yard or anything else, but it's flooding, like, you know, the creeks and the bayous, and, you know, Lake Houston's going up. Even though it's not raining, the water's still going up. So isn't that lovely? Pretty sure that check engine light has to do with the battery, because this thing sat for a couple of weeks and I hadn't ridden it. It barely started. So if the volts go below a certain point, I don't remember what the exact voltage is, but if your volts go below that point, you're going to get a check engine light. You start the bike, you know, you're going to get all your lights and stuff come on like normal. One of those is the battery light. And it's not the battery light that's going to stay on after you get the bike running. It's the check engine light. We learned that from my video with Dr. Harley when he was helping me pull the codes and clear them. And I'm probably going to need to put a new battery in here. So in a month or so, this one should be coming up on an oil change. Do all 3 boxes and all that good shit. I'm only doing like 15 over the speed limit, lady. I'm sorry. I can go faster. You won't catch me. You won't have a chance in hell at catching me. Oh, you just wanted to catch your exit. They do that to me in the truck all the time. The problem is my stopping distance is way up there by that pickup in front of me. The one that's in my lane, actually it's further than that. About that distance and a half is the quickest I can stop that thing. And then I'm going to get hit in the back with liquid that's going to push me forward again. So you're thinking, oh, thank you, you didn't hit me. And I'm like, well, actually, we're gonna hit you, and I ain't got no choice in it. If that sledgehammer hits you in the back, and it's gonna push you forward. That's just the way it is. Oh, it feels good to be back on the bike, though. It is awesome. I've been wanting to ride all week. And Amy's like, why do you have to get on the bike today? Why do you have to go through all this? Why do you have to put on like the chaps? I'm not used to putting on the chaps, so it takes a second, the way they zip up and all that. But I'm too big for normal riding clothes. I have to find chaps that are big enough to fit around me. And, well, I got chaps. So why can't you just take your truck? Well, there's a chance I can ride my bike today. That's why I can't just take my truck. This all looks good down here. I posted pictures on my Discord of what it was like up where I'm at north of me. So Huffman itself is pretty good. Crosby looks pretty good so far. Like I said, I'm not going to get too crazy with it. I don't want to come up on some place where the water's over the road and not know it till it's too late. I think we're going to be fine. Okay, look at that field there. But it is deceptive. That field's going to be drying out. That field has nothing to do with the water that's going into the lake from the lake just north of us. There's two lakes that are basically from damming up the river. And I live along the San Jacinto River. And you got Lake Conroe. Then it comes down to Lake Houston. And well, both of them have dams. And both of them can flood everything downstream. That is a sheriff, I believe, beside me. And I need gas. So, I may do a part 1 and a part 2. Make 2 videos out of this. So I don't want to go through the trouble of editing. I may do a part 3 when I go home. I don't know. So there's going to be to the gas station, to work, and then probably going home. But I do need gas. And I'm just going to pull up to the pump and grab gas, but I don't want to do the editing of taking out all that footage that has like my info. Yeah, if you're shooting videos, be careful of that. Accidentally showing information that you don't want others to have, like credit cards and addresses and that sort of stuff. You got to be careful. I don't even know if I flipped my plate back out. I may not have. Why is my visor not going open? There it is. Anyways, I'm grabbing fuel. Catch y'all on part 2.